Hey there folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. In the last part, we wrapped up the 5.4 story, and stuff's getting bad. We just made it stop being bad, and it's getting bad again. Every time. So anyway, I think things are looking a little emerald. Perhaps the blood of emerald. Ah, it's good to see you, Arya. I'm pleased to report that Master Garland and the others uncovered a fair bit of useful information at the Imperial facility in Turncliffe. In fact, he'd like you to rendezvous with Gaius in the town square, where he'll reveal what they found. Once you're ready to depart, your escort will lead the way. All set for the journey ahead? I hope so. Hope so. Now that you're here, perhaps it will finally deign to dispense his findings. Severa, inform him of Arya's arrival. Thanks for coming. So, what have you discovered? To tell the truth, we were lucky to obtain any information at all, considering the lengths to which the Imperials went in covering their tracks. You see, the hangar below was not just used to store the weapons, but played a critical role in their creation. So now we know the code names given to three of the weapons: Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Obviously, we're familiar with the first two, but the third is something of an unknown quantity. At the very least, this confirms the existence of another of those abominations. At the very least, you're not the one who has to fight them. The problem lies in ascertaining its whereabouts. None of the locals have seen anything resembling a weapon being transported either by land or air. Which of course leaves only one other option: the sea. According to what fragmented data we were able to recover, the Emerald weapon is equipped with aquatic capabilities much like the Sapphire. Meaning that its escape from Turncliffe would have gone undetected. It could potentially be anywhere by now. But Fallen's plans to have it absorb more primals. The logical choice would be Eorzea. And traveling by sea would allow him to circumvent the front line at Gimlet entirely. The Alliance must be alerted at once. Hold your chocobo, Severa. It seems that the Emerald weapon was still incomplete when the 7th Legion withdrew from Turncliffe. It is far more likely that it was transported to another facility in order to add the finishing touches. If your supposition is correct, that would narrow our search to but two possible locations: Castrum Marinum in the Rotano Sea and Castrum Occidens in eastern Lenosia, both of which are known to harbor remnants of the 14th Legion. Your former subordinates, Gaius. Be that as it may, our objective is unchanged. Valdulin, you and Severa will make your way to Castrum Occidens, while Ari and I will head for Castrum Marinum. Should we locate the Emerald weapon, we will give the signal to dispatch the G-Warrior and eliminate before it can be activated. Sorry to disappoint you, but we're still repairing the damage sustained during the encounter with the Sapphire weapon. While elegant machinery has its uses, it's a bugger to find replacement parts in a pinch. We've actually been working to expand this already impressive arsenal, but the G-Warrior itself is in no fit state for combat, and I'm just like, oh, that means me! While I'm aware this is a far from adequate replacement, I can provide an ironwork submersible to help Arya and Gaius reach Castrum Marinum. I'll have one sent ahead to Vesper Bay. A submersible, eh? I don't much like the sound of that. Perhaps Severa and I should count ourselves fortunate that our destination can be approached by land. I pray you have a safe journey. Watch yourself out there, Arya. It's time we departed. Let's make our way to Vesper Bay. Free teleport? Yes, yes. Yes, yes. I'm pretty sure they're generous to you on this one. Or we just have the suspense. But that could have been editing. But I keep talking. Rinny! See? I told you they were generous. As per Master Garland's instructions, the submersible is ready when you are. But before you depart, I've received some scraps of intelligence regarding your opponent from my colleagues in Turncliffe. Apparently, it uses some sort of levitating hand-like appendages. 6 of them, in fact. Though we're not quite sure what purpose they serve. It sounds like like having eyes in the back of your head might come in handy. Third-person camera. But that's all we know, I'm afraid. You have our thanks. After all, forewarned is forearmed. If the emerald weapon has indeed been transported to this castrum, it would need to enter via the dry dock. We shall do likewise. As one might expect, there are measures in place to keep out intruders, but the security systems can be tricked into recognizing us as an Imperial vessel. As said, infiltrating the facility is merely the first step. Should the emerald weapon be activated, it is only a matter of time before the pilot uses Oversoul. We must silence the War Machina before this happens, and failing that, grant the poor soul at its helm the mercy of a swift death. Had these wounds healed more quickly, I could have gone with you, but I fear I would only slow you down. As such, I shall provide what support I can from afar. Whatever happens, the emerald weapon must be defeated at all costs. Castrum Marinum is now accessible. I thought there was more cutscenes on this one. So I swear to God, there's a tower visible from here. Not crazy, right? Alright, up we go. Maybe not. Or is the tower only visible in east? I think it's only visible... No, not east, south. I think it's only visible in south Amalun. Or at least, at the very least, not here. Anyway. Also, this is our first time queuing, so Shadowbringers is now in the tab with everything else because this is now the Endwalker tab. It's nice while it lasted. Let's reverse these, I think. Doesn't help much because the extremes are still here. I don't believe you. That does not say less than 5 minutes. There's no way. This thing is hell to queue. What? Okay, pre-Endwalker, this was like a 40-minute queue for Castrum Marinum. What? So, I had to play the game of let's try to not play this like it's the extreme version. Which, other than like 2 mechanics, I think is easier than this version. This is it. The Emerald Weapon. I've been expecting you, hero of Eorzea. Look, Father, this is the power that we command. Alright. Rex, there was no need for us to fight. Let us help you. Gosh, I have to remember how to actually play mod content again. See, like I said, force of habit is making me still do positionals, okay? My favorite option for the two is just something else combined with, oh god, melee hate. Actually, no, this is more mage hate than melee hate on that mechanic, but a little bit melee too. Anyway. My favorite combo for doing the 2-set privilege is just pulling off something else plus on one. Yeah, I tried to use that there because I didn't get to my other button fast enough. Now, generally, wait. So yeah, that was a, oh god, I'm trying to do this as if it's extreme! Okay. This is not extreme. This mechanic is not in extreme. So this is Sephiroth Fist, basically. Just a knockback from the blue circle. You just want to be right by the blue circle, and we're going in reverse. Come on, real quick. Yeah, actually, like, kind of have to focus on this mechanic because you fall behind, you start getting hit. Alright, and this is an under. This mechanic is an extreme. So, I thought I'd hit my perfect balance button earlier. See, this is the problem when I'm playing long crit. I'm still getting used to the combos. So it's like, oh gosh. I mess up everywhere. At least that was a spread, by the way. At least it could have been worse. I could have accidentally done something else. At least if I actually done something else, it would have been the 3, which would have been fine because I needed light. Alright, this is not extreme ready. I want to say we're safe right here. Unlike an extreme, that would not be a safe spot. Pulse laser, let's avoid that. Avoid the other pulse laser here. And the next pulse laser. Yeah, unlike extreme, standing that close to Emerald would not be a safe spot, but it is in normal, so that's something, I guess. So I think this is a good time to talk about the great stat nerf! Or the stat crunch, I guess. We got sidescape going. No, not sidescape. Alright, oh, we do have sidescape going on. I am much better avoiding this as a range character. Here. And there we go. Messing it up. We get to see one of the AoEs again, I guess. The other thing is like, oh god. See? I don't know the safe spots when I'm on melee because I'm used to range. It's the problem with being on Machina's main right now. There went half the group. Okay, let's not mess up the blitz this time. No, I should not have because it would have been the duplicate symbol and yeah, so it's great stat nerf. This might take me a little bit longer than it normally would have back in the Shadowbringers. Basically everything's taking longer than it used to. Because we're weaker, to put it simply. Even though I said we weren't gonna be weaker, we are weaker. So I just know here's another monk. I don't even know what that. Yeah, so everything just takes longer to die. I'm gonna regret blitzing now, but I'm also gonna regret not blitzing. So I think Emerald Shot is the buster, by the way. Yeah, sad nerf, we're just weaker. We do less damage. Things have less HP, but not enough less, if that makes sense. Make up for our lowered stats. So you're going to see a lot more of particular mechanics on bosses. So it's come to this. Oh, I didn't even read half the line. So it's come to this. No matter what, I can't afford to lose. Not even you can beat the Empire's finest. Activating Oversoul. They also are combat data ready. Initiating organic Core overwrite. Ali Afonso. This is goodbye. Rex, what have you done? What is the meaning of this? Wait, that glow. Bear witness to the glory of the Empire! This is world at the time of the invasion. Could the synthetic aura site be causing this? So limit gauge reset. And this is mechanic in Extreme, except you don't get the monitors in Extreme. Yeah. Alright. Oh gosh, this is not Extreme, Rennie. No, dude, wait for me. I'm gonna go into that. Oh my god, I did get hit. Okay, I think this mechanic is in Extreme, it's just you can skip it on Sync. Like, I think I've vaguely seen the mechanic in Extreme. This mechanic is also in Extreme! You can tell, by the way, I've fought Extreme on Facebook. I was tabbed out of the window! Oh gosh. I just looked over at Discord up on the other window and all I see is me trying to move in FF14. Oh gosh. Synthetic Ore System has manifested an image of the Black Wolf. Forward. So he's gonna call out these soldiers along the side of the arena. We need to pay attention to these. Form ranks. And fire away. So you need to be in the safe line. Oh my gosh, you have so much time in normal to do this mechanic! You have like no time to react in Extreme. Alright, form ranks. And again. Oh gosh. I am doing terrible rotation right now, but oh well. I, again, am not used to this fight on melee. Alright, overcoming the synthetic ore system deals 1,252,475,475 damage to Emerald Weapon. Yeah, so basically you can use that to power down and skip stuff in this part of Emerald. In normal, he only ever goes into that once. Extreme, he does it multiple times. Again, we're gonna have these swords here. Find my mouse this time. Or it just dies. Or it just dies. Really messed up two mechanics to having my mouse outside the window. And everyone left, so I can't commend anyone. I didn't get any commendations. Have a good day. Hello. So we can't. No, can we go far? How far can we go? Or test the mouse. I've never actually tried. I'm guessing we can go up to the top of those stairs, but I don't think there's anything actually in here. Yeah. No, no, there's an invisible wall at the stairs. Okay. Now we've found out the important information. But yeah, stat nerf has really just caused everything to take longer. Like for instance, you'll probably have already seen it by now, but like you can actually see all of Eden 8. You remember how when I did it, she was kind of already at like 8% when we got to the second phase, so we saw like nothing. Yeah, stuff like that. And so it ends. But why would Rex throw away his life for this? It hasn't stopped people from early pulling though. People still do that. You're right. If I'm ever learning the truth, I must concentrate on the task at hand. Of course, we do not need to wait for Sid's analysis to tell us whose combat data was used on this occasion. It galls me to think that my techniques and strategies could be so closely replicated. Nevertheless, the observations I made during the battle may yet prove useful. As a matter of fact, that was not the only information I was able to gather. I intercepted a signal that revealed the troops stationed here were permitted to withdraw, seemingly in return for assisting the 7th Legion. They must have known that the Alliance would follow the Emerald Weapon here sooner or later and make good their escape. The way is now clear for Sid to inspect the Warlock and his remains. We got here as soon as we could. Not that we could have done anything to prevent this tragedy. From what we know, it seems that the Emerald Weapon was ilm for ilm a great deal more powerful than the previous two. If this is allowed to continue, who knows what sort of monstrosity the 7th Legion will conceive next. Nevertheless, Arya has once again proven herself capable of overcoming the worst the Empire has at its disposal. You may be relieved to hear that Castrum was free of anything resembling a weapon. Unfortunately, was also devoid of any useful leads, and we came away empty-handed. In all honesty, part of me wishes we had never found the Emerald Weapon. Perhaps then Rex would not have been forced to make the ultimate sacrifice. I only hope that he is finally at peace. We will do what we can to spare others from sharing his fate. I and the Ironworks will search this place from top to bottom for clues to the 7th Legion's plans. Before that, allow me to sweep the area for booby traps and the like. I would not put it past the Imperials to have left a few surprises for us. Agreed. I'll go with you. With that in mind, I'll begin my examination of the Emerald Weapon. Carefully, that is. You knew all this time, didn't you? Melisande and Recon too. Everyone except me. And you, Rex? Yes, that's what the synthetic Orosite system is. The fusion between pilot and core is the key to Oversoul. And unless we use it, we don't have a chance of beating Father's newfound friends. They stand between us and the Primals, without which the weapons will never reach their full potential. We thought that if you knew the truth about Oversoul, you'd try to stop us. Of course I would! But I don't understand... What I don't understand is why all of you are so willing to give your lives for the weapons project. What is it all for? It all began the day Father left. Without his guidance, his protection, the Guardians lost any respect they once had for us. But their cruelty pales in comparison to Valen's. To him, conscripts like us are expendable commodities, an endless supply of test subject for his twisted experiments. But no matter what they do to us, we will never lose hope. It is the duty of the strong to lead the weak. We will become the strong and protect those who cannot protect themselves. The weapon project will give us the strength we need. We will create a world where people like us can live without fear of persecution. We want you to see this new world for yourself, Allie, even if we must give our lives to make it a reality. But why me? The years spent serving the Empire have changed us all, except you, Allie. Even after everything you've seen, you're still the caring, innocent girl we grew up with. More than any of us, you deserve a chance at happiness. That's what we all agreed. Allie, listen to me. Right now, the soldiers assigned to watch over us have been called away to the capital. Now is our chance to get you out of here. Then why don't you come with me? If Alphonse and I were to run away now, they'd only force others to take our place. We can't let that happen. This is our way of upholding the ideals Father instilled in us. Our lives are a small price to pay for world's freedom. No! How can you expect me to leave you behind? I won't do it! We will forever be at your side, Allie. Rex, take her to the holding cells. No! Let me go! So win or lose, the plan is to hand over the Castrum to Father, is that right? Yes, they'll take Allie into their custody before the Guardians return, while you will be free to pilot the Emerald Weapon without her interfering. You can't let her hinder the completion of the weapon project. I'm counting on you, Alphonse. Don't let our sacrifices be in vain. Rex, have you forgotten what I told you? You mustn't use Silver Soul. I can't lose you too. We both know I can't win without it. Besides, we need the combat data of the Emerald Weapon fighting at its peak if we were to have any chance of perfecting the synthetic Orosite system. You know I'm not the sort to do things in halves. Forgive me, Rex. Don't you worry about me. If this is where I meet my end, I'll do it with a smile on my face. The rest is up to you, Alphonse. This is the girl you spoke of, yes? She's locked in the cell, but I saw no harm in letting her out. Can't say for certain, but it seems she's been through quite an ordeal. No. Wait, Rex, why? Guess, once we've extracted the core, we'll take it back to Turncliffe for analysis. Perhaps she should come with us? There is no use in her staying here. Severa is taking care of Allie, but it may be some time until her nerves have settled. The vision you've witnessed is indeed true. Alphonse and Rex walked her away for her own safety. When she is ready, I would know more of what her brother hopes to achieve and why he must resort to such desperate measures. Allie's condition has improved somewhat, but she remains in a state of shock. We must give her more time to recover. There was one other thing that I thought you should know. When we checked her for injuries, we saw her back is covered in welts and bruises. Who did this to her? It seems she was subjected to beatings on a regular basis, judging by the varied stages of bruising. I dare say this was the work of her Garlean masters. You speak as though you have seen this before. Seen? I've lived through it myself. I was born in world 23 summers past. My mother was a local woman, but my father was a pure-blooded Garlean and a member of the occupying forces. Though I know very little about him, his rank afforded me imperial citizenship. His acknowledgement of our familial ties was the extent of the responsibility he took for bringing me into this world. Still, it is more than can be said for most of his ilk. My mother and I were shunned by the people of the world, who treated us as badly as the Garleans did, if not worse. I thought that if I were to become an imperial soldier, my position might somehow deter those who would cast scorn on my mother, if only out of fear. And so I joined the army. The acceptance I earned was but temporary, however, and my superiors were quick to blame any perceived shortcomings on my savage lineage. Rather than waste time on official court-martials, they administered their own form of corporal punishment. I was eventually assigned to the 12th Legion and fought under Xenocia Galvus in Alamigo. In the chaos that followed our defeat, I seized the opportunity to flee the world. Well, it was never much of a home. It was all I had, but nothing could prepare me for what awaited. My mother had for many years suffered from poor health and relied on medicine to keep her alive. In my absence, the Garleans had denied her treatment, claiming it would be wasted on savages. By the time I could return to her side, there was naught I could do. There was nothing left for me in the world. I would be punished for desertion if the Imperials discovered the reason for my return. I was never accepted by my so-called countrymen to begin with. I ran as far as my legs could carry me. It was then that I met Gaius. So that is the truth of it. Other than a few scant details, I knew not of your past. It sickens me to think I once fought under the same banner as such vile creatures. I had always believed it to be the duty of the strong to lead the weak. Yet there are those who become drunk on the power afforded by their station and prey on the ones they should protect. Like a canker, this corruption has spread to every part of the Empire. Even those with Garlean blood, such as myself, are subjected to their cruelty. They hold particular contempt for the Aura, an easy target for abuse being so few in numbers. Perhaps, like me, Allie thought she would be spared such treatment once she joined the army. Alas. I only hope that with time, Allie can put the past behind her and make a new life for herself. But for now, all we can do is wait for her delirium to subside. It is Valdulin's turn to keep watch. Let's ask him if there has been any change. I suppose you could ask about Allie. Is she well enough to speak with us? Has her condition has improved somewhat? I would say so, provided you do not cause her any undue distress. Wait here. Allie, I'm sorry. What happened to Rex? It was my fault. Melisandre and Recon too. They died because of me and my foolish ambitions. Father, no. This cannot go on. Please, Allie. You must tell me all you know. Of course. First, I need to know what became of you and your siblings after we were parted. So much has happened. Seems like a lifetime ago. After your disappearance, we were all assigned to the newly reformed 7th Legion. At first, each legatus was quickly replaced by the next until eventually a man named Valens Valnvaro was given command. He was sent from the capital, but before that, he was a specialist in experimental magitech weaponry. We later discovered that he was ordered by Emperor Varus to complete a project involving anti-primal war machina, the weapons. But after the Emperor's death, he was free to employ whatever methods he saw fit, and his greed for power only grew. Some even say he's planning to use the power of the weapons to lay claim to the throne. But I think there's another reason for his obsession with the weapon project. Not that he'd ever tell anyone, but he's always muttering to himself, and I've been able to put the pieces together. He's jealous of you, Father. Valens von Vara. I must admit, it was only recently that I first heard that name. Valens used his knowledge from Magitech to devise various military strategies. He was given a position in the army and quickly rose through the ranks. That was until one man stood in his way. You, Father. He was one of the candidates to lead the new 14th Legion, but that role fell to you. After that, he was assigned to serve under a far more gifted engineer, Nero, who was in charge of restoring the ultimate weapon. Valens has resented you ever since, going so far as to oppose the ideals you upheld. Where you treated those who served the Empire based on merit rather than their race or origin, Valens is adamant that pure-blooded Arleans are superior to all others. It never ceases to amaze me how far some will go in the name of revenge. All that hatred festering away, nothing good could ever come of it. So the marks on your body are his handiwork? Yes. To Valens and his men, we are no more than fodder for his experiments. Playthings on which they can vent their frustrations. Every day is filled with nothing but pain. If I remained a Garlemald, you would never have been forced to endure his abuse. It's not your fault, Father. We could have fled from Valens if we'd wanted to. After all, we're expendable and easily replaced. The truth is, that's exactly why we couldn't run. In saving ourselves, we would be condemning others. But if we were to stay to see the weapon project to its completion, we would gain the power to defeat Valens and then the Empire itself, freeing the world from its tyranny. That way, we might start afresh and find a place we can call home. And not just for us, but for anyone who wishes to live in peace. You would give your lives for a future you may not live to see. We took courage from your teachings, Father. The strong must lead the weak, and we would gain that strength by whatever means necessary. We will fight for the sake of those who cannot. We knew that you'd never consent to our participation in the weapon project, which is why we couldn't turn to you for help. As the pilots, we're the only ones who were able to stop Valens. We know just how powerful the weapons are. He would use them to bring the world to its knees. And his masterpiece is the worst of them all. If only I could get my hands on it, it could save Alphonse and all of worlds. Father, I know you and Alphonse stand on opposing sides of this conflict, but there must be some way you can help him. He may have called you our enemy before, but he never meant it. He still loves you, Father. You are everything he aspires to be. I failed him. Failed you all. But I refuse to abandon him to his fate. I will free him from Valens. It is the last thing I do. Thank you. He needs you, now more than ever. Listen, Allie. I once sought the strength to rebuild the world as I saw fit. But the ultimate weapon was born not to create, but to destroy. Alphonse must not follow my footsteps. I know all too well where they lead. I will do all I can to help you, your brother. Pray, tell me where he is. I'm sorry. I don't know where he could be. In that case, I shall the Alliance dispatch scouts. Wherever he is, we will find him. As for you, Allie, you must stay here and rest. Wait, you're the one who fought Rex, Recon, and Melisandre, aren't you? We're the ones who threatened your homeland. You only did what you had to do. I have no right to ask this of you, but Lend my father your strength. Save Alphonse. I know now why they call you hero. Alphonse, I'll do what I must to free you, even if it means going against father's wishes. I have a good feeling about his new friend. Severa, see that she has everything she needs? Our allies must be informed of these troubling events. May I ask you to relay this news to the troops in Garabania? Your loving father act may fool the others, Gaius, but not me. For every life you've saved, you've ended 1,000 more. Or is this your idea of redemption? Call it what you will. For all my transgressions, I believe I still have a part to play. Was I wrong to spare you that day? Or will you honor your word? Seems the time has come for the Black Wolf to show his true colors. I guess I'm gonna return to Garabania. We recently received word of your victory over the Emerald Weapon. I expect it was another fine display on your part, not that any of us were there to see it. For that reason, we'd be grateful if you could give us blow-by-blow account, if you wouldn't mind. Good grief, it sounds like you had an awful lot to contend with. Rather you than me. I shall add this to our ever-growing stack of reports, should anyone wish to review this information ahead of the next sortie. Now, if I may say so, it looks like your ordeals have taken their toll. We'll let you know if anything requires your attention, but until then, be sure to get some rest. I never finished that map. Oh. Crud. I was gonna go do a hunt, but there's another cutscene. Should have done it before. Meanwhile, in the 7th Legion's correction chamber... 3 weapons. 3 pitiful displays of ineptitude. Ugh! To make matters worse, one of my prime candidates, your precious sister no less, has escaped. Ugh! And who should she go crying to but that swine Gaius? After everything I've done for her, and this is how she repays me. As her older brother, it's your responsibility to instill some discipline in her, and you failed miserably. Well, don't just stand there, boy. Oh, of course, it's your first time, isn't it? Come along, there's no need to be shy. You see, something wicked has taken hold of this young man. It's our job to cleanse his troubled spirit. It may look painful, but it's the only way, I assure you. He'll be ever so grateful, and you want him to get better, don't you? There's a good boy. Now let's try again, shall we? Burn out the bad. 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 I can't do it anymore. I can't. Ah! Well done. You've all made Father proud. Very proud indeed. As for you, I thought you were a cut above the rest of the savages. Appears I was mistaken. Since you allowed that wretched sister of yours to escape, it falls to you to act as her replacement. I choose you as the next pilot, and your mission is simple. Kill Gaius von Balsar, whatever it takes. If you do so much as entertain the idea of betraying me again, I'll exterminate every last one of your kind. I like the vermin they are. I'm sorry, I got a little distracted by the phase. Having said that, we would be forcibly initiating your soul using Xenos to combat data, so whatever schemes you may be hatching will never come to pass. All you need to do is sit back and let the synthetic oversight system do the work, with you as its conduit. You should thank me for allowing you to become part of my masterpiece. Your worthless existence will finally have some semblance of meaning. Lord Valence, preparations for the Oversoul trial are complete. We await your orders. Splendid. There is never a dull moment around here. Now then, boys, who would like to see something special? Come along, everyone. Father has secrets to share with you. This is my chance. It is all thanks to the sacrifices made by my dear siblings. Finally, the weapon will be mine to command. Once it has reached perfection, it will be unstoppable. First Valence and the Empire itself will fall, and we'll be free at last. Father, keep Allie safe. Melisandre, Recon, Rex, I'll see us through to the end. I promise. Until then, watch over me. So, is it ready or not? The trial sequence has been primed, sir. Then get on with it. Initiating synthetic oversight system. Loading diamond weapon simulation. What's going on? You're helping us with a little research is all. Whatever your name is. The time has come for you to contribute to the glory of Garlemald. This isn't what we agreed. He says that if I took part in the experiment, you'd let my family go. You have seen this data loaded, yes. Activate Oversoul and be quick about it. Understood, Lord Valens. Galvus combat sample ready. Initiating organic core overwrite. No, this is what it takes to protect you both. I love you. I am so sorry. Where is my prey? Organic core override complete. Xenosia Galbus data loaded. The subject is instinctively bound to seek out prey right from the outset. Regardless of the combat prowess it may boast, I need an obedient servant, not a ravenous beast. Enough. Shut it down. Deactivating synthetic oversight system. How revolting! What a mess it makes of the cockpit. I just decided to prepare for another run. Fortunately, we had the next task subject ready and waiting. But sir, you agreed to release his family in exchange for his cooperation. Such a wonderful sense of humor! The great Valens found viral bargaining with savages. More fool for trusting me in the first place. Double check quests. Yeah, okay. I think. Oh gosh, I don't remember how far this one went. Let's see if my notes help me at all. I don't think they will though. Oh, no, we're good. We can keep going, guys. We can keep going. Oh, your hand. The other hand. We're gonna do it. But first, we've got some information. Emerald Weapon. Name, Emerald Weapon. Warmock and developed by the 7th Imperial Legion as successor to the Ultimate Weapon. There are reported instances of the synthetic oversight system being employed in battle. Combat data from Gaius found Battlestar, formerly Gaius of the 14th Imperial Legion, was used as a basis for its attack parameters. Our analysis concludes that any data collected after Von Battlestar commenced his invasion of Eorzea was lost following his defeat at the Praetorium. Therefore, the data used in the emerald weapon must have been gathered in the days prior to the 7th Umbral Calamity. His gunblade techniques and tactics involving multiple soldiers bearing ranged weapons were incorporated in the Warmach and his armaments, in particular the flame manipulators that could be positioned at various locations around the battlefield. The emerald weapon is believed to have been transported from the Imperial base in Turncliffe to Castrum Marinum, where it underwent final adjustments. It was then finally destroyed in the operation spearheaded by Arya Ariana. Rex, pilot of the emerald weapon. All information regarding the subject was gained via verbal testimony of Gaius Veilstar. This former civilian warlord was orphaned at a young age when an epidemic killed his parents. He was later fostered by Gaius and was raised alongside several others in an imperial orphanage. He was known for being extroverted and outgoing, and his lack of restraint often made him the center of attention. However, this was accompanied by an explosive temper, and he would often confront those he believed were threatening his foster siblings with a little regard for social status. He later joined the Weapon Project in order to support his foster brother, Alphonse. His final mission was to pilot the Emerald Weapon, which ended with him becoming fused with his core and perishing shortly after. Estimated age at time of death, 18. Okay, let's grab this first. Of late, all I can think about is weapons, weapons, weapons! The Emerald Weapon. Why, yes, of course. Just a moment, please. Ugh, God, to be good, this thing weighs a ton. Perhaps I should have used lighter materials. I'm more impressed you got the hand splitting like that. So what do you think? Is this every bit as terrifying as the foe you face? Behold the malevolent Malachite Marauder, the vicious Viridian villain, the Jumentous giant. Actually, perhaps not the last one. Anyway, it's the Emerald Weapon! I assure you, there's no expense in making this true to life, so to speak, as possible. The information we received regarding its design revealed several startling details. Perhaps most surprising of all were the free-flowing manipulators, or hands if you prefer, which allow it to attack from multiple angles simultaneously. We have even learned that the positioning was based on tactics used by Gaius himself when he led the Imperial invasion of the world. By surrounding the target, they are able to bombard it from all sides while keeping it pinned down. Not only that, but the Emerald Weapon was able to perfectly replicate Gaius' renowned terminus as gunblade technique, though on a much larger scale. I wish I could have been there to see it for myself. Oh, you're so lucky. Goodness me, also Taki's made me rather parched. Before I pour myself a nice glass of Rocal Rock, I think it's time for us to fire up the real Virtuality Comma Simulation Experiencinator. See what wonders it can conjure. Anything could happen, so don't say I didn't warn you. Castrum Marinum Extreme is now accessible. Alright. In memory. Arya, I was hoping I might have a word with you. Ever since Turncliffe was liberated, we've been sending troops to aid it in getting the town back on its feet, helping residents, that sort of thing. We Alamegans know how hard life can be for a society struggling to stand on its own after years of imperial rule. A lot of what most people would take for granted has to be rebuilt from the ground up. While we're able to assist when it comes to providing basic resources and keeping the place safe, there are countless other problems that need attending to. This for the time, we could use your help. Bless you, Arya. You really are a saint. I'm sure the people of Turncliffe will benefit from having someone like you around. Once you're ready, have a word with your usual escort. I wish you all the best. So the boss talked you into helping, did he? I knew you didn't say no.
Yeah.
You're the one that powered that war machine and defeated the sapphire weapon, aren't you? I thought so. I've heard much about you, but I doubt you know who I am. My name is Evelina, and I grew up here. I stayed throughout the occupation and was put to work as a Magitech engineer. Thanks to you and yours, we are now rid of the Imperials, though I fear many of us will struggle to put the past behind us. For 10 long years, we suffered at their hands. A whole generation of young people were forced into the army and sent off to die in some distant land. I suppose I could be considered one of the lucky few. My work here kept me away from the battlefield, and I hope that my contributions might help the others live long enough to make their way home. In the end, most of them never returned. Though my efforts were in vain, I can at least honor their memory. I want to leave something behind for their sake to prove that they haven't been forgotten. A monument bearing their names. To ensure that not a single person is omitted, I need to see the official list of conscripts. If one still exists, it would be inside the Imperial facility beneath the town. But with the Resistance troops and Ironworks engineers closing the place off, I can't get near it. Perhaps you might have a word with them for me? I'll leave as soon as I find the list. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. I'll follow your lead. Something I can help you with. I see. It's been unusual for one of the locals to show an interest in Imperial's leavings, but it seems she has her reasons. Since we're still carrying out our investigations, we close the place off to prevent anyone interfering. Considering it's you who's asking, though, I can hardly say no. Still, I'd better go with her in case the others kick up a fuss. You're very kind. I'm sorry for any trouble I've caused. You have my thanks. Think nothing of it. I was glad to help. As I'd suspected, the Imperials kept detailed records on the local conscripts. One name in particular stood out to me. My friend, Melisandre. I had no idea she'd been assigned to the 7th Legion of all places. What do you mean, of all places? It all began while we were serving together in the 14th Legion. We had much in common, both being drafted from the same occupied territory. We soon became firm friends. Then one day she was sent to fight in Eorzea while I remained here. The day before she left, she came to say goodbye, together with her foster siblings from the orphanage. The youngest one, Recon, was particularly upset about not being allowed to speak with their adoptive father, Gaius von Baelsar, before they departed. I was actually another of his orphans, Livia Saz Junius, who forbid them from seeing him. Can't say for certain, but it seemed that Livia had a strong attachment to Gaius, and wouldn't let anyone else near him. As far as I could tell, he had tried his best to keep Livia at arm's length whenever possible, but her devotion to him was bordering on obsession, and she became extremely jealous of the slightest sign of affection between him and his other wards. Others, however, treated them far more kindly. In fact, a Praefectus Castrorum of the 14th Legion came specifically to meet them. While I was surprised that the Rogadin had risen to such a rank, I was even more taken aback by the unguarded manner in which he spoke with his subordinates. I'd hoped that people like him serving on the Eorzean front, they would be in safe hands with people like him. Then the time came for Melisandre to leave. We shared a few final words, and then she was gone. It would be the last I ever saw of her. After that, I was assigned to the Tribunus Clavius of the 14th, Nerotul Scavo, and I worked on restoring the ultimate weapon. I was even in the Praetorium on the day it was destroyed, but I escaped aboard an Imperial ship moments before it came crashing down. I eventually made my way back to where I'll only be drafted into the 7th Legion to continue working on the weapon project. Even now, it makes me sick to my stomach to think I'd help bring those abominations into the world. Using a living pilot to feed the weapon's core was part of the design from the very beginning. Of course, they never dream of subjecting a true-born guardian to such barbaric treatment. Not when the 7th Legion has a ready supply of provincial conscripts ripe for the taking. Pilots were referred to only by their code names, and we engineers were not made privy to their true identities. Even with this list of conscripts, I still don't know who was sacrificed in the name of the weapon project. Let's bring an end to the weapon project together. But what can I do? For years, all I've known is how to build tools of destruction. The 7th Legion is far from finished. They're biding their time, waiting until the right moment to unleash the final weapon. And when they do, it will bring naught but death and woe to all who stand in their way. Even after everything they've taken from us, they still want more. If it weren't for the Empire, Melisande would still be here. She was the kindest person I ever met, but to the Empire, she was just another pawn in their games. I will never forget her. There's a way I can make a difference. I know there is. But first, I need to speak with members of the Ironworks. I've been feeling the war machina you used to beat the Sapphire weapon will be called into action again. Until then, there's still time to make improvements, and I intend to help. I'll still be going ahead with the plan to build a monument, but stopping the Empire must come first. I hope Melisande and the others can wait a little longer. Before I go, I'll help me express my gratitude. I don't know what I'd have done if it weren't for you. Until we meet again. Okay, I guess I'm just back to the Ravania. So how was your time in Turncliffe? I see. Vahil's dealt her a cruel hand, but now she has a chance to make a fresh start. The same could be said of the whole of Turncliffe. It seems the liberation of that one small town will become a pivotal moment in world's history. Perhaps it won't be too long before the rest of the region is free from the Empire. Naturally, we'd be honored to fight alongside the people of the world. We won't rest until the Imperials are sent fleeing with their tails between their legs. Until that day arrives, we'll carry on doing our bit to support you and the others in ending the weapon project. I'll be sure to pass on any pertinent information. In the meantime, take care. Now, are we good? Quests. Yes. Cool. We are good. So, on that note, thank you for watching. In the next part, we will head for Eden! I think that's next, right? Yes. Eden! So yeah, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel. All support really helps to keep making content like this and more. You can find the links for that in the description, along with links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching. And until next time, this is rinimt, signing out. Bye!